Welcome back to the Brickanista Broadcast Network on YouTube. And you probably remember that yesterday I normally would have a broadcast at 1 o'clock, but regretfully my guest was not available at 1 o'clock yesterday. He just sent me a text saying that he's on his way. So in the meantime, what I thought I would do is just talk a little bit about what today's program is going to be about. And today, what we're talking about is what's called Eco the Brick. So hashtag Eco the Brick. Hello, PT McEwen. How are you? And Gary Mullane from Ireland. Great to see you both. So for those of you who are not familiar with the challenges that our guest has been hosting, his name is Nick Bright. He'll be with us shortly. And he started in January this year, where he had hosted multiple challenges. And these challenges were with regard to something called hashtag Mind the Brick. In fact, let me put that in the chat real quick. I don't have my down camera today, so I just wanted to say that today's discussion is going to be mostly an interview style. Today's discussion is going to be similar because he's doing something called Eco the Brick. And it's hard to believe that 3 months have passed already. So he approached me in last year, towards the end of last year, roughly, I want to say October. And he said, I'm getting ready to launch a challenge or a set of challenges in January. And I'd like to know if you'd like to be involved. Excuse me. And I said, of course, I'm certainly happy to help you out, because he wanted to raise awareness about mental health issues. And what he asked me about was with the daily brick limit. And at the time, I was not able to mention anything about daily brick limit because it wasn't something that I owned. I had partnered with Jorial Builds, and we were hosting these daily brick limit challenges. So I said, well, you know what I can do? I can host a challenge, something called the Rebrick This Challenge, which I've been doing with Debo Bricks. I reached out with Debo, and Debo was fully in support of it. So we did a Rebrick This Challenge of the Ariel's Assault set. And everything that we had mentioned with all the rebricks is just to raise awareness about mental health. And we had so much fun doing that he reached out to me again and he said, are you up for another set of challenges for the month of April? And as you know, April is known for Earth Day on April 22nd. And I said, absolutely. Anything you want me to do, I'd be happy to. And so we're doing hashtag Eco the Brick. And one thing that I wanted to mention, since we were talking about the daily brick limit, is I did get word this week from Jorial Builds, who has been hosting the challenges, and he's had a lot of conflicts in his life, and he's had to step back from Lego for a bit. So he is going to be transferring to me the daily brick limit handles on Instagram, and he gives me his full blessing to do whatever I want with the daily brick limit challenges in the future. We won't be doing that for the month of April. But what I am announcing today, and we'll go ahead and talk about this while we're waiting for Nick, is I am now hosting something called hashtag Weekend Brick Limit. So I'm going to go ahead and put that into the chat. And that's going to start this weekend. So Weekend Brick Limit. And if for those of you who are familiar with the daily brick limit, the daily brick limit is that whatever day of the week, or day of the month, I should say, today is March 28th. I would take 28 pieces and create a build for today and post it. And normally I would put down hashtag daily brick limit. Well, as you know, because we've been in hiatus for a while, there's still people building with that hashtag, but we haven't had a chance to respond to them. So I have taken it upon myself to create Weekend Brick Limit. I do have a Weekend Brick Limit Instagram account. I'm going to be building that out, integrating it with the daily brick limit once we do this transfer. But for the month of April, and this is going to be kind of continuing on with the Eco the Brick challenge, is for this month, we're going to do the Weekend Brick Limit. So this month, April 2nd and 3rd is your first set of dates. For April 2nd, hashtag weekend brick limit, 2 pieces, you build a build, and you talk about the environment. And then you also add hashtag eco the brick. So that is part of the weekend brick limit. Every week, we're going to be doing 2 days every week. So the second and third, and continuing on, I guess, what, the 9th and 10th, and what, the 16th and 17th, and what, the 23rd, 24th. Actually, we're adding a day. We're also going to do the 22nd, because the 22nd is the Earth Day. So we'll do the 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. And then the following week will be April 30th. And then hopefully Nick will be available on May 1st. We'll do a recap of the various challenges for both Rebrick This and also for Weekend Brick Limit. So super excited about it. It's going to be really fun to be able to reboot the Brick Limit challenges, because they have been kind of on hold for a while. And Joriel Build sends his best wishes to everybody with regard to that. And let me just check. I noticed that my cell phone buzzed, so I just want to check to see how far our guest is away from this. Hopefully he will be with us soon. Okay, he's still in the car, so no problem. So the weekend brick limit is on the eco themes. Yes. So this is a little twist of the daily brick limit. The daily brick limit is where you build, and you build whatever you want with regard to the number of pieces. Then we had launched holiday brick limit, and we had chosen holidays every month. And then you would build a build for that number of days. So for example, February 14th, Valentine's Day, you would build a 14-piece build with regard to Valentine's Day. So weekend brick limit is kind of a melding of the two ideas. But what we're doing is the entire month of April, the theme will be ecology, the environment, recycling, etc. And then every weekend, you look at the dates, build a 2-piece build on the second, build a 3-piece build on the third, and relate that to the environment. If you had a chance to see some of my daily brick limit posts in the month of November of last year, there was an eco summit that was part of what Lego had been sponsoring. And I had taken their builds and also integrated daily brick limit every day. And that was in the month of November. I think when daily brick limit relaunches, it won't necessarily be theme-based, but just count-based. And my hope is that we may do daily brick limit officially twice a year. And as you know, with the last 2 daily brick limits that I was involved with, we had prizes as well as part of that. But some people have just continued to build regardless. They just love the challenge. So what we're going to do is we're going to reassess. So I'm going to have a chance to sit down with Joriel Builds, hopefully in the next couple weeks. But in the meantime, weekend brick limit, I can start right away. And as I mentioned with Nick Bright, I mentioned to him what I wanted to do, and he was all for this because it works out really well for Eco the Brick. So I think what we'll do while we're waiting for our guest is I wanted to go ahead and share my screen and share with you some of the builds that were from last time. And why is this not? Okay, well, all right. Well, I think what I'm going to do, bless you, my dog just sneezed. Hopefully she's okay. Okay, what I'm going to do is share this screen. So this is Brighton Bricks. And I thought I had my other screen, but StreamYard is not showing it. Let me see. Do you see this? This is my Instagram account. Here, let me see if I can pull this up. All right. I'm going to have to switch between to see if you can see what I see. Okay, it sounds like you just see the Brighton Bricks. Okay, that's fine. All right. So anyway, I just wanted to share with you Brighton Bricks. This is where he posts all of the challenges. And one of the things that I can mention to you is this one, which is Lego April Dare. Nicole Brick World and Geo the Brick Jedi are co-hosting this, and their build is April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So it doesn't matter how many pieces you do, you just do April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd and talk about something in the environment. And you put the hashtag Eco the Brick and Lego April Dare. So those two hashtags, very easy to do for the next 3 days. And this is one of multiple challenges. Like I said, the weekend brick limit, as well as Mind the Brick, weekend brick limit and rebrick this are one of multiple challenges. So here's another one. We have spring habitats. So the spring habitats, and it's Eco the Brick Habitat Challenge. So as you can see, there's multiple people running challenges throughout the month of April with regard to different things. And in this case, this is a new one because this was not, or actually I take that back. I think she may have run one also in January, but towards the end of the month. But we have this 3-day spring habitats challenge as well. All right. I'm just checking the chat real quick. I have to switch screens in order to do that. And let's go back to some of the other things that are posted here. Here's the one that we're going to be talking about today. So this is one that I'm sponsoring for the entire month. And this is Eco the Brick with hashtag rebrick this. And many of you know, I have been doing rebrick challenges almost for a year. I think we started in March, or actually I think we started in May. So it'll be almost a year, excuse me, next month. And this set is so adorable. And when I saw this, I said, you know what, just the set itself is environmentally friendly. So I might as well go ahead and do this. And in fact, here, let me close this screen for a minute so I can show you the actual set, because the set is just adorable. And this, talk about a great parts pack. And it's 137 pieces for only $9.99. And it looks like our guest has arrived. Excuse me. As you can see, I'm kind of recovering from a cold, but thank you for bearing with me. So without further ado, let me welcome to the stream our guest, Brighton Bricks.
Hello.
Right. How are you, Nick? How's it going?
Tired, very tired, but
Oh,
yes,
no.
I'm very looking forward to this. So yeah, busy work and COVID, not me COVID, but my wife has COVID. So
oh, I'm so sorry.
I have to look after the little one, which is not too bad, but yeah.
Well, I'm recovering from a cold, which is not COVID. I've had 2 tests that are negative, but we don't have to make this a long stream, so
No,
don't
that's
worry.
fine. This is actually no, this is nice and relaxed. This is actually now something fun to do rather than all the work and stuff like this. This is something I'm quite looking forward to. So,
well, excuse me. Before you arrived, I was going through your Instagram account, and I went through 2 of the challenges that are besides the one that I'm doing. And I'm just curious how many builders are running challenges through the month of April that you are going to be doing.
At the moment, I've just got the 3 main ones going on, which is you, Brick Fan Builds, and
Minifig Habitats?
Yes, the Minifig Habitats, and then the April Dare one. So
Oh.
for everyone else, because of work, I've been very busy trying to. It's been hard to try to chase. So it's all been a bit of a mad. But what's quite good is all the ones happening so far are 2 of the ones happening are very early in the month. Yours is going to be the whole month, so hopefully that I can get some other people more later in the month.
Well, I have 2 challenges I'm running.
Yes, there's 2. Yes, sorry. Yes.
For the whole month of April. And
yes,
I mentioned, in fact, I brought with me this. In fact, I'm going to give myself full screen for a moment. So I have this. Oh, you have yours. Hold up.
Yeah, mine.
Okay, yay. You've got yours too. And this is so great. It's 137 pieces for $9.99. And the other reason why I was very intrigued by this is one of the sub builds is the Seahorse. And if you remember when I did the Lego Masters review shows with Yano River Blue, there was a sea and land challenge. And what we did is we built separately before the stream, and then we showed our sea and land builds. And it was so eerie because they were so close in profile. And I built a seahorse and she built a parrot.
Oh, cool.
And then we actually melded them on screen. It was hilarious. But the other thing I wanted to mention is that this set is also part of Alyssa's Brickmaster 2022 challenge. And we chose this set though before she made her announcement.
Yes.
And I sent her a note. I just said, well, it actually works out synergistically well because people who've been competing in her challenge already have the set.
Yes.
So if they wanted to also contribute to this Eco the Brick challenge, then they're welcome to as well.
And that's so I took part in that, and that was an interesting challenge because you had to use any of these particular sets to make a particular Star Wars character vehicle. So it was really interesting to see what kind of experience in that piece. But by doing that, it made me kind of think, oh, there's lots of really good pieces in there, and that's why I think I'm really quite looking forward to this. And it's very different from the one we did in January.
Oh yeah.
Lots of very different types of pieces, and that's so I think this one will be a lot easier.
This one also has some really cool colors. The last one was more dark it was an Eternal set that we had used, and it was the same price point, $9.99. But this one also has eyeballs, so you have a chance to bring some character development as well. So that's really exciting. And so, but before I continue on, for those of you who don't know Nick, maybe you can give us some background about how you started Mind the Brick and how that came about and why Eco the Brick is as part of this. And ahoy, Hooded One, great to have you here.
So, I mean, I set up Brighton Bricks quite a few years ago now, and it was a basic way for AFOLs to meet up in Brighton area here in the UK. And sort of, the more I was doing that, the more I realized Lego was helping me with my mental health. It was kind of very much, I found, so I kind of thought, let's do more with it. And that's why I do mental health well-being workshops, I do wellness events and various things like that. And that's why I do a lot of posts on my Instagram and social media on mental health. But I kind of thought there's a lot of things with kind of, that's fine for one degree, but I think we need to find ways of bringing people together and getting people to really talk about particular subjects. And I felt that's why Mind the Brick was really important because it was a real way of engaging people with me. And what I like the way is engaging people on serious subjects, whereby through play and fun, where it's easier for people to discuss their mental health feelings while playing and building something where it doesn't feel, if we were all strangers and having in a room together, we would be less open. But using Lego minifigures, Lego builds, we can open up. And then suddenly by doing that, I was really amazed at how successful it was and how so many people took part in it, and really made me think what other challenges, what other important subjects there are. And to me, one of the other really important subjects in this current, I'm about to say current climate, but in the kind of in the current world is basically the environment. And one of the things also I liked about the environment as Eco the Brick is I want to have it can mean anything. It's not just about big global climate change and blah blah. It can be from literally what has in your area, is there a community, garden, or it could be do with animals, it could do with anything. I mean, it's such a huge range. And what I want it to be, in some ways, mental health one, the Mind Brick was trying to encourage people to kind of open up and share. And I still want that, but I want more encouraging sharing people, helping people with ideas and stuff like that, going, oh, I didn't realize I could recycle this or I can reuse this. And I want, again, if people know of, if there's a particularly really interesting environmental scheme going on in your area, it doesn't matter where in the world it is, I would
Right.
love to hear about it so we can kind of, again, share, because it might be like something really is amazing happening in your neighborhood, which might be someone else in another part of the world go, oh, I might want to start that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just, again, want to use, and again, because also partly I also want to do it on the subject with Lego, because Lego, and I've always had this conversation with many people during when I do workshops and stuff, and it's like I always gonna say, to me, Lego is one of the good environmental toys because it lasts. If you have a
You
Lego
can
brick from
reuse
your,
it. Yes.
yeah, if you have a
Right.
Lego brick from your childhood, it will still work from a Lego brick from today. There's
That's true.
very few other things like that. I mean, I always compare it to the other thing. I compare it to like mobile phones and chargers. You know,
Mm-hmm.
mobile phone companies will change chargers every 5 minutes. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, they tend to end of life a lot of products before, and they're useful and
Mm.
continue to be useful, but they have to sell more product.
Yeah, and Lego does it. That's why one of the, but, and this is one of the things I want to have involved in this month and somehow have a conversation is, but at the end of the day, Lego is made of plastic, and there is still an element of, is that good or bad? Is it what? And I personally think it's good.
Well,
Uh,
they're migrating though from also using what cane-based
and this
products
again,
too.
but this is again the conversation I would want to have is
Mm-hmm.
for people, and it's, this is, I love to hear what people think. Is one of the things what I just said was the beauty of Lego bricks is that a brick from your childhood will last
Hmm.
now. Do we know
Right.
that same's going to happen with these new sugar bricks, sugarcane brick? You know,
Mm-hmm.
these new plant-based bricks, are they going to have the same? You know, or maybe it
The
doesn't matter.
clutch power, right. Well, I
And
think they are working really hard with that, and they started with some of the plants a couple years back, where they had plants
yeah, I've
made
got
from
one.
plants. The other thing they're doing too is they're moving away from the plastic, bags that go
Mm.
inside, and they're moving to the paper bags. And I thought they made an announcement already. One of the sets has already started doing that, where they're putting them into paper
Mm.
bags rather than the plastic bags.
And I mean, also when they did the Viado, I can't remember how to pronounce it, but when the minifigures out, they were all in boxes rather than in plastic bags.
Mhm.
And it still had plastic bags
Well,
with
you're
inside.
talking about the video characters? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
the
so
video
again,
characters, had a problem though because people like to feel
yeah,
the plastic and feel what characters they're getting. So it was kind of a mixed bag there.
and that's what I just partly want us, you know, to use this as just again
Mm.
raising awareness, ecobricks are raising awareness, you know, environment, anything local or global, national. How can we reduce our carbon footprint? But I also want us to kind of, as a community, to kind of work and discuss and go, what do we, how do we think Lego is doing? Do we think Lego could do better? Or do we think Lego are one of the, which they're probably, I think maybe one of the are, one of the companies which are taking quite a good act.
Mhm.
The fact they are looking into kind of say this plant-based bricks, looking
Yes,
at packaging, it's, you know, but what else could it do? I mean, that's sort of, you know, and
gonna
it's,
continue the conversation
and
because
but still making it, this is as I say, like you say,
Mhm.
about um there's that kind of thing, you know, right, you may be getting rid of, changing the figures into boxes might be better for the environment because it's boxes, cardboard rather than plastic. But
Right.
the part that, you know, a lot of people will buy it because they can feel, then is that, you know, what outweighs the most? And so, I mean, as I know, I mean, that's my one of my issues with those
Mhm.
cardboard boxes that, you know, with the, when you go to the Lego shop, I don't know how it is in any of the Lego shops where you guys are. Is in the one here in Brighton, they will fill them all and have, they will have some out in the back behind the counter already. So you just need to tell them which ones you want,
Right.
and they already will have it. Oh, you want,
They'll feel the bags for
yeah.
you.
But that's they can do with that in the boxes. So you
Mhm.
literally just had to go. I mean, this. I mean, I once asked them and said, "Is there any way of doing it?" And they said, the only way of knowing you can guarantee one is if you buy a whole box.
Right. Well, and that's what some people do is they buy the
Yep.
whole box and divvy it out with their friends. And
Mm.
then they get each, I think there's 3 series per box. And so I've seen people do that. But I think that what's great about this particular challenge is that you're coinciding it with Earth Day as
Yep.
well. And one of the things that I had mentioned too is that we're doing hashtag weekend brick limit for the first time. We're launching it in April. So I appreciate you mentioning this theme because this has been something I've been wanting to do for a while, but I've been waiting to discuss this with Joriel Builds, who has started the daily brick limit. And I made this announcement just before you joined is that the daily brick limit will be transferred over to me hopefully in the next month or two. And we'll start with the weekend brick limit and see how we integrate it with daily brick limit. So I'm very, very excited about that.
I mean, I have to admit, one of the things, I mean, I have to admit, the daily brick limit was one of the things which helped me sort of really get back into it because it was that sort of, and I have to admit, I kind of really like the idea of weekend brick limit just because these limit challenges are, it's ones where, again, you don't, there's lots of challenges around and they're all very good, but sometimes having one where you're a limited number of parts means you don't have to think, you have to spend ages necessarily doing it. It can be ones where if you only got 12 parts, it's nice to go, okay, all right, that's going to take me an hour or two,
Right.
5 minutes or whatever. And it's nice to go, okay, but you still got that motivation to do something. That's what really helps me. That's what really always helped me was that you go, okay. And especially now, I think having the idea of doing the themes as well will really help that go, okay. So, and have especially open themes like, say, the environment and stuff, it can mean you can just create an animal or a water, a nature scene, a tree.
Yeah, exactly. Like the 2-piece brick limit, you could do a tree. Hopefully my dog's okay. I'm sorry if I'm hesitating because she just sneezed like for the 4th time. And I'm like, you're not getting COVID now, are you? So I think for a 2-piece, for example, you could have a bush and a tree, right? That those are 2 pieces that you could talk about the environment, or you could have a garbage can and an item in the garbage can that you're maybe tossing or you're recycling. There's lots of things that we can do. And thank you, Zach Martinez, as far as congrats on looking forward to the challenges. And yeah, here, I'll give you full screen.
I'm just trying to find out how many pieces I've got. You could have that, could be a 1 piece, little tree.
Oh, right. That's the tree trunk piece.
Yeah.
And then you could put that onto a minifig for like 4 or 5 pieces later.
Yeah.
Right. So going back to, and like I said, we don't have to make this a very long stream, but I just wanted to check with you about what are your plans for the future? Because we're going to launch this January 1st. I'm sorry, April 1st. I think we're going to have a recap episode May 1st, roughly, or thereabouts. What do you see maybe might be the next challenge after April is over? Have you thought about that?
I've got a few ideas. It's trying to work out how often to do them, and sort of don't want to necessarily. And I'm been thinking today, like I might have like 2 tiers of kind of challenge, kind of awareness things, ones which are more serious like this, and maybe ones which are maybe less serious, like maybe Star Wars awareness in Star Wars
May
awareness.
the 4th be with you.
Exactly.
Right? For the month of May.
My wife finds that really annoying because she's born on May the 4th. So she finds it very but I mean there's a few other ones. I mean, one of the big ones I want to do is, and I have to admit I haven't got a name for it yet, so if anyone can think of it, is I want to do something to do with, I mean, as I've done mental health and I sort of done, I want to do something with sort of like so I'm trying to work out how to describe it. It's more hidden disabilities, I would say, is probably the best term for it. Be it things like neurodiversity, but also can be lots of other things which are kind of other things, disabilities, which could be, and again, I want to kind of, again, it's about, it's about highlighting things like that, which people, again, may not be aware of. People kind of, again, it's creating that sense of community. But I also just want, if anyone else has any ideas, that's, again, I want to make this to be where anyone can have anything. So if anyone has any other ideas, please let me know. Yeah, I mean, it could be active. So, I mean, it might be good to have one which is about being active and healthy,
Right.
stuff like that.
And I think that these challenges are going to be a lot of fun in the future because you can always, like you said, come up with new ideas on what might be helpful. And I want to say hello to Jesse's Brick Galaxy. I had a chance to meet with him and Agents of Mock, as well as Iceberg Bricks, who will be my guests on Sunday's show at 1 o'clock Pacific. And very excited to have you on the show as well in the future. But I'm going back to you, Nick. So I wanted to just say this set of challenges start on April 1st. And then will you also be doing any updates in between? How can people reach you if they wanted to reach you? I think you're mostly
I'm
on
on
Instagram, right?
I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Technically, I have got a YouTube channel, but I haven't posted anything on there for a long time, which maybe I should. It's one of the things, I have to admit, one of my ambitions for this year, once I can sort of get a lot of other things sorted out, is to try and start doing some more videos. But yeah, you can just contact me via, I also have a website, brightonbricks.com. You can contact me via that. But yeah, I will be posting on all the media. Again, anything about, and it'll be also on my website as well, all the stuff about all the ideas and stuff like that. So just, yeah, check me out there. Check me out, follow me.
So brightonbricks.com, and I'm Brighton Bricks on Instagram. And I'm sorry I had to pick up my dog, but she's been acting really badly, so I had to get her out of trouble. So and for those of you who didn't see this behind the scenes, I kept putting Nick on the spotlight because my dog was having some issues over here, but she seems like she's okay. But so sorry about that. But yeah, so follow Brighton Bricks on Instagram. We're going to be launching this April 1st for the entire month. We're going to do Rebrick This with this Rebrick This of the dolphin and the turtle. And I just wanted to say thank you again for being on the show. And thank you, Jesse's Brick Galaxy, PT McEwen, Zach Martinez, Hooded One, anybody else who might be looking. If you're interested, and I'm so sorry to have to do this. Okay, girl, you're going to have to stay over here. If you're interested also in the future, just take a look at hashtag Rebrick This. Take a look at also hashtag Eco the Brick. And Nick, once again, thank you for being on the show, and look forward to seeing what the month of April will have for us.
Yeah, and so yeah, and again, if anyone has any ideas or interest, and also, I mean, what I want to really hear from people is if there's things you do about the environment and stuff like that, and it could be anything from you look after a local bird sanctuary or something, recycling or what, or anything really. We want, I mean, I want basically to hear, because that's a part of this whole idea is that it is to basically for share people. I want kind of community and stuff like that. And I think, our environment, I mean, one of the big things I've been looking at, there's a really interesting book, very brief, I've been talking about it in the month as well. There's a book called How Bad Are Bananas? And it's a book which is all about the carbon footprint of everything. And one of the things I'm going to be, and it's interesting to know what things have what sort of, and I'm going to be kind of posting about that. And again, it's doing that has made me kind of, you realize, and they say, basically an average carbon footprint for Americans, they say, is about 16 tons. and what we should be
Wow.
aiming for is 2 tons. In the world, average, the rest of the world is 4 tons. So almost
Wow.
everyone in the whole world is probably using twice as much as we probably should. And it's sort of, and I'm going to be, you know, posting stuff, lots of sort of interesting. I've found lots of very interesting. I'll see if I can find one now. Actually,
Yeah.
I'll do. I found some infographics. I got, what is the called?
Yeah, you can share your screen here with this system.
Let me open it up first before.
Okay.
I want everyone to see my diary. I'm on my work.
And I had to put my dog in another room because she was, you know, and this is one of the things that I apologize to. And some people didn't care because they like seeing my dog, but she's been, she was coughing a little bit, and then, you know, she she was chewing on the carpet over here, which I didn't like her doing, so I had to put her aside. But anyway, a little bit behind the scenes, maybe too much information, but you got it right here on the Brickanista Broadcast Network. Well, while you're doing that, do you mind if I share, while you're looking for that, I'll share, I think, your Brighton Bricks Instagram page.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, some of your challenges are listed there. And I'm glad you mentioned that right now I'm running one of your challenges for the entire month.
And that's, again, what we're also, again, if anyone out there has got any other ideas for challenges, again,
Right.
I'm in conversation with a few people to try and add some more as well. So hopefully we can have.
So this is his page, the Brighton Bricks page, as you can see. So this is his logo. So go ahead and follow him. And you can see here that this is the Lego April Dare Challenge. That's April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. And this is the one that's being hosted by Geo the Brick Jedi and Fam, as well as Nicole S. Brick Build World. And then also, let me go back to the other one. This is the Habitat Challenge. So many of you know Brick Fam Builds, or Jen. She's been hosting these habitat challenges for, you know, a long time, and she's participating in this as well for hashtag Spring Habitats and hashtag Eco the Brick Habitat Challenge. And the one that I just mentioned for us is this Rebrick This Challenge that we're doing for the entire month from April 1st to April 30th, and using this set. So did you find what you
Yeah,
were
I've got some open up.
Okay, I'll go ahead and stop sharing. So you should be able to share now.
How do I share?
And Hooded One says he still has the set lying around. Well, we mentioned this early in the stream that Nick and I, when we were discussing this, we picked this set before Alyssa had announced her Brickmaster 2022 announcement. So we figured there'd be a lot of people who have the set already. So that's great that you have it and you can participate in that. Yeah, you should be able to hit the share button at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, okay.
And going back to what you were saying earlier too, that if you know of different groups that are focusing on the environment that you want to highlight, then Nick will also compile a list of some of those and promote that as well, which is part of what we're also doing.
Some reason it's not letting me do it, so.
You can't share?
No, some reason it's not letting me share. But I will say them over.
What's the website?
They're not on the website. It just it's at the moment they're just basically on my screen. So they're
okay.
But this gives you an example of what
you should be able to
carbon
share.
footprint. Basically, if you are literally sending an email to someone, a short email, it's from on your phone to someone else on the phone, that will use 0.2 of a gram. So it's not that much. But you got to think, so every time you send that, if we are million grams really we should be using a year. So you
Mm-hmm.
just think every little thing like that suddenly adds up, and that's where it's also things like what I think of another one. Even just a simple thing like a Google search. One's Google search takes 0.5 of a gram of carbon,
Hmm.
and it's
So how
getting
much are we
amazing things.
using right now in this broadcast?
Yeah,
Should we
exactly.
not be
Yeah, it has been.
broadcasting, or are we being environmentally unsafe here?
It's one of those, again, it's where I think, yes, we are, because again, it's about, I mean,
So now
I
we
mean,
have a catch-22, because how do we raise awareness about our carbon footprint while not necessarily causing more of a carbon footprint
see,
problem?
that's where I think things like these are small, but it's where what we have to look at is the bigger things, and like, um, yeah, I mean, just I think even though a lot of these things I'm going to be kind of talking about is like, here's an example of how different things can be. Like, if you have ironing a shirt, exciting thing we do here. If you did thoroughly had a thoroughly crumpled shirt, that would use 40 grams of carbon footprint, CO2e. But if you did a sort of a average kind of ironing it, it would only use 14. And if you did a quick expert skim on a slightly damp shirt, that's only 8 grams. So it's
Hmm.
things like that where these are the things where we can. There's probably lots of other things where it's we look at. I mean, again, it's also this always that same thing about like kettles. It's like you don't boil a full kettle. It's you only put the amount of water you need in it, sort of thing.
Hmm.
And it's again, I think lots of these things is
It's raising awareness about just these little things, like you were saying about ironing. If you, instead of putting your shirt in super dry in your dryer, and you pull it out when it's partially damp,
I
when you
just
iron it, it
yeah.
actually saves you on your carbon footprint.
I just seen basically the Lego Lost at Sea. There's a really
Yeah,
good book. I'm trying to see if I quickly have got it. One sec.
sure. I'll cover for you.
Yes.
So I think going back to this is a bigger issue that we're talking about, as far as it's not just about Lego. It's about using Lego to facilitate a conversation about larger things that are happening in the world. So what we did in January is we talked about hashtag Mind the Brick, where we did challenges to raise awareness about mental health. This month we're doing hashtag Eco the Brick to raise awareness about different things happening in the environment and ecology. And it looks like Nick is back.
Yeah. I do. This is again just a book I got recently. It's about sort of plastic. Also, I assume maybe some people viewers might be aware. Quite a few years ago, I'm trying to remember what year it was. I think it was in the 90s, or was it in the early 2000s? Yeah, 1997. Basically, a big shipping container basically
Hmm.
lost a load of its cargo, and one of the big things in that was a load of Lego pieces, which were on its way to America.
Right.
And
Adrift
so,
is the name of
for
the
a
book?
long time, lots of plastic Lego bits were kept on being found on beaches in the south of England and
Mhm.
stuff like that. And so, this basic book, which is, I think, it's just recent. I think I got it. I think it's
What's the
either
name of the
recently
book and the
republished.
author?
I will be. Where is it?
Adrift?
It's called Adrift. I got it off Amazon. I will.
Yeah,
Yes.
if you could put that in the chat,
Yeah.
that is that's interesting. I didn't know that they had a book about it.
Yeah. And it's lots of. Yeah, it's all about sort of the container and sort of what happened.
Mhm.
Um, and so again, this is one of the things I'm going to again talk about books again, which about the environment. And this is again is a really good one too. And it is about plastic
Yeah.
pollution as well and stuff like that. So
Well, I think that it goes back to there's lots of other issues that we can be discussing in the world, and that Lego is just a way to facilitate
yeah,
that. And I'm really glad you invited me to be a part of this. I know you and I talked last year, roughly October, when we were getting ready to launch Mind the Brick.
Mm.
And then when you reached out again and said, can we do Eco the Brick? And I absolutely said, of course, I'd be happy to support you. And once again, hashtag rebrick this. So use this set. This is the dolphin and the turtle set. And what we're going to do is you can do several rebricks during the month. You don't have to just do one, but take the pieces, and you don't have to use every single piece. That's a big difference between Brickmaster 2022 is we're not requiring to use every single piece in this set. And it just looks like a fun set. I think it's going to be fun. It's good for the price too, $9.99 for 137 pieces. Really great value. And then on top of that, we're also doing hashtag weekend brick limit. So if you want to participate in that, that's every weekend for the month of April. And you'll be seeing an announcement from Nick about that too.
Yeah. Yes.
And then we'll see what other builds that you have. It's going to be exciting.
Yeah, so that's going to be every weekend, except as well as it's going to be on. I think we're doing the 22nd as well, aren't we?
We're also adding the 22nd as a 3-day weekend because of Earth Day. So April 22nd, April 23rd, and April 24th. Just that weekend is a 3-day weekend, but all the others is just the Saturday and Sundays.
And it can be sort of anything really environment based.
Yeah,
Again,
anything
it can be
environmentally related. We talked about the 2 trees you could do for 2 pieces. You could do a garbage can and an item in the garbage can.
For 2 pieces I just made.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. You're way ahead of the game.
Exactly.
And we're doing this as a pre-announcement. We did this last time. We did a kickoff show, and then we'll do another show as a recap show, hopefully on May 1st. Nick and I still have to talk about the time. And my usual time for interviews is usually Sundays at 1:00. And this is a special time. And I want to do another shout out to Jesse's Brick Galaxy, because I think, Jesse, you have a show tonight, I believe, at 6:00 Pacific in a couple hours. So I have it on my calendar. I think it's Jesse's Brick Galaxy, 6:00 Pacific, 9:00 Eastern. And you can ask him questions about what happened with the collab that they did for the Spider-Man towers. It was amazing. So we'll talk more about with him and the other members of the team on Sunday, April 3rd. So once again, Nick, thank you again, especially it's 11:45 your time.
Yeah.
So hope you get some rest. I hope your wife feels better, and stay healthy. And I look forward to this journey with you in April.
That's cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what everyone builds. So yeah.
Yes, me too. Okay. Take care, everybody.
Cool.
We'll see you later. Take care, and may the clutch be with you. Oh yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. I always keep forgetting to add that. And may the clutch be with you all. Take care. Bye.